Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
Told me. His secretary knows nothing about marketing. She was absolutely terrible. And I told him when I heard that his secretary was doing this, I was very upset with him. Because I said, look, I'm spending all this time with you, and you're getting a secretary to deliver the webinar? And that was me at the time thinking, I'm so great at webinars. It must have something to do with me. Well, let's just say that the secretary is absolutely dreadful. Her presentation skills were appalling. She was more wooden than the table that I'm sitting next to. Her delivery was absolutely appalling. But it didn't make a difference. On that webinar, Joe made his first $10,000. He then got a bunch of affiliates to promote the product. I showed him how to create, which you're going to learn how to create in just a few moments. And there he was. He went from nowhere to getting his first 5 figures online, and has gone from strength to strength since then. So here's perhaps the biggest secret that I can reveal about webinars. You can be awful at them, you can flunk at them, you can outsource them, you can make all kinds of mistakes with them. As long as you keep true to the principles, you practically cannot go wrong. Just make sure you follow the proven webinar formula we're going to share with you and the structure that we share with you. Because then, and if you do that, the quality of the delivery isn't that important. The quality of the content, believe it or not, isn't as important as you would imagine. I've been on webinars where the expert was just boring, but it converted. And guess what? The sales part becomes easy because you've already pre-sold your prospects. They've got to know, like, and trust you, and they're waiting to purchase. And I'm going to prove it to you in just a few moments. Let me just refer to you, and I got Stephen's permission before. This was actually something that happened, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks ago. Stephen Duggan had a hard time getting started. He was concerned about the minor details. He would bombard me with questions about details. What if this? What if that? What if the other? And I was saying to Stephen, just do it. Oh, but what if this and what if that? It took me ages to try and convince him. I didn't get anywhere. I thought that I had lost him. I put him into, I'm just being honest here, I put him into the drawer of, unfortunately, members that I thought had potential that just were never going to deliver. Then, bang, 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 last week from the Republic of Ireland, writes to me, Mr. Stephen Duggan. Hi, Barry, I hope you're well. You might remember me. Sure, I remember you, Stephen Duggan. We spoke last year. He took the program, etc. He just made $17,000 in the last 2 weeks off webinars. Just want to say thanks for the brilliant program. He's finally taken action. I responded, you beauty, well done. Which niche? For sure, I remember. Guys, he finally followed and listened and just did it. And he starts making money. He's doing it in the cycling niche. He just made $17,000. Listen to this. Without a list. Of $600 of advertising investment. Guys, would you spend $600 if you could make $17,000? And then he goes on and on about he just made $10,000 of high-ticket coaching without a list, with little or nothing marketing it. So I'm saying to Stephen, I'm in tears. He almost gave up at one point, if I remember. To which Stephen responded, you told me I would get it right, and that meant a lot. I just kept plugging at it. Just thought you might to know that your support mattered. And I asked him, Stephen, do you mind if I share this with the audience? No problem. I signed up, listen to this afterwards. What happened after that? This is like last week. I signed up Immediate Media to a trial affiliate program last week. They own 4 biggest cycling publications in the world. And the campaign starts off next week, the biggest cycling website in Ireland. Following your strategy to the T. And yes, never giving up. That is the biggest thing. More than happy for you to share my story. Thanks, Stephen. I'm really proud of you. Guys, give the big well done to Mr. Stephen Duggan. This was my failure. Okay, this is the one that never made it until he finally just did it. When you keep to the simple formula, don't overthink it. Don't be a perfectionist. Just follow what I tell you to do. Just trust me on this one thing. you can hardly fail with this. Okay? That's an example. And Roger, do you remember the tears and sweat and I went through? We had a couple of those members that just, for whatever reason, worried about the finer details. What if this happens? What if that? They don't take action until they just cave in and do it, and bang, results.
Yeah, I mean, here are the big things that I'm taking. When I'm taking notes here, this is brilliant stuff, by the way. One of the things that I think will resonate with everyone is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have the perfect delivery. What really matters is that people get value. And value comes from multiple ways. It doesn't have to be, the perfect speaker. If people get a lot of value and they see a great opportunity, I think that's where anyone can sell. Again, I wasn't the best webinar person 5 years ago. You've helped me, you've coached me, you've trained me in the last 5 years. You really have. And I thank you for that. But anyone can do this. Really, anyone can do this.
Absolutely. Bryce has got someone he knows has got a debt and missing. I apologize. I think he has someone on the list with 15,000 people. All right, I misread the question. Okay, I'll get there in a minute, Bryce. Okay, let me prove it. Okay, I mean, we know the power of this stuff, and we know it works. I mean, of course, anyone that's on a webinar like this would do anything to be able to get this sort of result. I mean, let me just ask you to prove to you the power of a webinar. If I was to say to you right now, I'm stopping the webinar, I've got a program, I'm going to help you build a six-figure business, I'm going to help you write a webinar, I'm going to help you to write a converting webinar, drive traffic, get an expert with a massive list for you to work with, and we'll get you more traffic you could possibly imagine. If I said, that's it, join now or I'm out of here, who here could seriously consider they would join? Give me a big me in the chat box. Let's just see how many people here say me. Okay. We've got David, Anita, and William, and to Midge, and to Jennifer, and to Coffee, and to Judith, and to Henry, and to B, and to Jason, and to Clay, and to Jim, and to Danny, and to Jory, and to... Okay, I can't read this fast. Okay? That's the power of a webinar. It's right here in front of you. Just what you're feeling right now is what you're going to get your prospects to feel about you. Okay, I want to repeat that. It's important. I want you to just think about what you're feeling right now about this. It's not important. I'm not doing it for self-adulation here. I want you just to realize, though, that feeling you have about this is the feeling that prospects should be feeling about you. Okay? Imagine that. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So who now would like to see the easiest formula on earth? But I know. And maybe someone else would claim that they've got something else that's easier. I don't know it. I've been around the block now for many years and almost lost my house trying everything out there. I'm just going to reveal to you the 1K formula that I know whenever I talk to anyone that needs this. Even if you've never made a dime online, you don't know what you're doing, you're completely lost, you're in a sea of information overload, no expertise, no idea how to drive traffic, no idea how to build a product, nothing, zip. Let's do it. Step by step. This strategy, the goal, very simple. We're going to make $1,000 a day. We're going to get you a great buyers list. We're going to position you as a leader in any market you choose to go into. And we're going to set you up for even bigger month 2. And we're going to progress and scale up as we go along. Here's what it's all about. Step 1. I'm not asking you to do anything. If you want to save yourself a ton of work and energy, don't be the expert. Unless you already are an absolute expert in something, you've got a massive list, and you've got, a community that you're talking to. Let's presume you don't. There's no need to waste your life trying to build a list and trying to create an expertise. Find expert partners who are going to do all the work for you. When it comes down to it, Roger and I are pretty lazy. Pretty lazy. There's a lot of things we do where we're leveraging other people. And every niche we go into, we don't just say, let's become experts in education. We don't do that. We go and find an expert in education who already has a relationship with a list. I'm going to share with you how you're going to do this in just a few moments. How do you find experts? Well, you can just find an author on Amazon who's got a solution to a problem that people need a solution to. Let's just think of a few examples, guys. Give me a few niches in Amazon where you could just dive in there and find experts, authors who've got solutions to problems. Okay, natural health, says Stephen. Lose weight, job seekers, says Tina. Heart disease, says Lionel, brilliant. Diabetes, classic, excellent. Forex trading, says Kay. Cooking low fat, says Chuck. Steven's got fitness, excellent. Nerve pain, says Anita, brilliant. Cancer prevention, says Clay. All of these people would spend a lot of money on. So guys, I'm sure that very few of you are experts in preventing cancer. I'm sure very few of you are experts in preventing nerve pain. But guess what? There are many experts on Amazon that have got an expertise in that field. And guess what? Many of them have got a following. And I'm going to show that to you in just a few moments. But just by means of example, Joe, the example I gave to you before, that's now making about $88,000 a month, he found a marriage-saving expert, someone that helps with relationships. And this person, just like many, many authors and experts out there, have a following. They have people following them on social media. They have people that have got amazing content to share with the world, but they haven't got a clue about marketing. Here's another big takeaway for today. 99.99999% of experts that I've spoken to have a great expertise. Many of those have a following, but I can tell you categorically, they have no clue about marketing, which is why for all their efforts, they're making, like 50 cents for every copy of the book they sell, and they're lucky if they're making any sort of money at all. And the most they'll tell you is that they use their book as their calling card. I mean, that's a pretty weak excuse for writing a book. In fact, there's a lot more money to be made in online marketing if only they knew what you're about to know. So that's what Joe did. He just found an expert that knows about saving marriages. That's how he built his first $10,000 webinar. Now, let me just give you an example about how easy this could be. I'm just going to take an example here. We just dived in. I'd like to thank Renat for giving us this example. He said, you've got to show me something that I'm working on right now. So he just went to Amazon and looked into parenting. And this is a person that he's contacting, Dr. Shafali Sabari. She's an expert in transforming ourselves, empowering our children. Great. You'll see at the top right-hand corner, she's got 205 customer reviews. There's a lot of community that follows Dr. Sabari. Now, do you think if you could convert her knowledge into a product and you could charge, say, $300-400 for that product, and that the simple product, I'm going to go into detail in a minute, was simply have Dr. Sabari to sit there on live webinars and provide solutions to the problems that her community are suffering from to trying to get the result they're trying to achieve. Do you think if we could get her to sell that mastermind, say, for about $500, $400, $300, and if she was to sell that book to her $35,000 raving fans on social media, do you think if you were to take 50 to 90% of the profits that you would make a pretty penny? Okay, she's got an audience, she's got followers, she's got expertise, but she hasn't got a decent high-end product. She has no idea how to do it, and she's not marketing it. Well, this is the sort of way that you would attract someone like Dr. Sabari. You just send out an email like this. You say, hi, Dr. Sabari. I just read your incredible book on parenting. Some of your ideas were incredible. Always start off with a compliment, which is why I'm writing to you. As an internet marketer, I'd love to make you a ton of money helping people online with their parenting issues. I'd love to grab 10 minutes of your time, spelling mistake, and show you how we can make a lot of money together. You can add there, not looking for any money in advance. Let me know when's a good time to talk, which of course is a call to action. Thank you, your name. You just send out that email. She has a list of 35,000 followers on Facebook. She has a Twitter following of tens of thousands of people. She hasn't got a high-end product. So who thinks? Who here could go to Amazon, check a niche they're interested in, locate, say, 10, 15 experts, send out an email, and wait for a couple of them to respond? Give me a yes, I can. If you think you can do that. If you can do that, that's probably the hardest work you're going to do in this entire strategy. Okay, this is easy. Yes, I can. And we're going to turn yes, I can in just a few moments into yes, I will, because you're basically we're going to prepare that you just simply can't fail with this. Now, you can do this not just with experts. You can do this with experts on YouTube. You can do this with marketers. You can do this with absolutely anyone. The crazy thing is, when you do this and you just follow what I tell you, it's just ridiculous what you can do. I'm just giving you a latest example of a guy that's been speaking to me this week. This is pretty incredible. This is Sean Lennon. Absolutely no relation to John Lennon, the master musician. Nope, this is Sean Lennon from Australia. And he's definitely not John Lennon's son. Well, not the famous John Lennon's son, at least. Anyway, Sean Lennon, meet Sean Lennon. Up to last week, he had no online business. He had no idea how to make money online. He had no clue the steps he should take to make money online. Let's fast forward about 7 days. Well, this week, he just went through a session of the training I'm sharing with you. He's just teamed up with a golfing legend. This guy is a trainer to golfing experts. This guy is known around the globe. He's trained some of the biggest golfers in the world, and he has no idea how to market his talents online. He's got access to lists of hundreds of thousands of buyers. And our friend, Mr. Sean Lennon, says the following. If someone said to you, in this day and age, that you could easily make $10,000 a month with no list, no website, and you could look at them, you'd say they were crazy, but it's true. Skills you're going to learn, it's like nothing else, online space, it will make your head spin. Simplicity, the step-by-step training, the wonderful support. Barry's helped me personally, my first webinar, I always do, by the way, help our members. How many other gurus, I'm not a guru, but he called me one, how many other gurus in this space freely give up their time to help the students? I don't know many, thank you, Barry and the team. My prediction for Mr. Sean Lennon, who last week was nowhere and today is sitting on a gold mine, I reckon 6 figures, 6 weeks. Guys, come back in 6 weeks and I'll tell you his story. 7 figures, I reckon, in about 12 weeks. Why am I so confident? Simple. Well, would you not agree that if I would help you locate experts, if I was to help you close a deal with that expert, if I actually got on the call with Sean, and that's why he is where I am right now, where he is right now. And if you were to team up, if we were to team up with you and actually get our team to help you every step of the way, do you think you could fail? Who understands why I'm pretty confident about Sean Lennon? Give me a big me in the chat box if you understand my confidence. Okay? Well. Excellent. Okay. Well, that's exactly what we're doing for a bunch of our members. We'll share more about that in a second. Okay, so we said we're going to locate experts. We're going to send out mail. We're going to close them up. But we can find experts everywhere. You can find them on Facebook as well. I mean, you can find groups on Facebook, Roger. Do you remember this, what we just did with this, Roger, where we had a charity? Listen to this story, guys. We found a fan page on Facebook that had a lot of followers. They had no idea. These guys were groveling for money. They were looking for money. And I approached them. I said, I just felt bad for them because it's for I won't go into detail of the charity or what it is, but I felt bad because it's something I deeply believe in. I said, why are you groveling for money? Why don't you make money? They said, what are you talking about? They had like a few 100,000 followers, actually a few million followers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they had like 1.4 million at the time.
And they were groveling for money. So anyway, they said, what the heck are you talking about? They agreed that we could do a webinar for them. This is done out of charity. Roger and I spent between us about 2 hours of work, and we got them something like $17,500 in recurring sales from a webinar we put together in about 2 hours flat. Roger, right. I just got an update from them. Their members are not leaving. They are still there. And by the way, the delivery, I have to be honest, the delivery of content, they got that one guy sitting there providing some content once a week, and members do not want to leave. Okay, guys, that's the power of a webinar. You can find Facebook groups like that as well. Okay, so you found a list, you found an expert rather, or you found a group on Facebook. Step number 2, we're going to help our expert to create a higher end course. So imagine Dr. Tsabari. What are we going to do to turn her $10 book into a $400 program? Very, very easy. Write this down. Whilst many people would be happily spending $10 to $20 on a book to get answers to their questions, there are a percentage of every single list that will be willing to spend 10 to 50 times more to get a mastermind access to the author of that book. right? If I'm looking to lose weight, I can read a book and I go nowhere. But if I get closer to the person that's giving me the secrets, but I'm missing information, I want to get closer to that person because I know she's or he's got the answer. I'd be willing to spend $500 if I could be guaranteed I'd lose weight. I'm just giving an example, right? I would, if someone would show me how to make money online and just give it to me in a way that I know that I couldn't fail, I would spend. And there are people that are spending $70,000 doing that. Others spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 doing that. But of course, people would spend money if they could afford it, if the goal was big enough. Guys, does that make sense? Take an expert in any niche, turn their book into a mastermind, let's say 4 sessions of training, you're going to be able to charge $200, $300, $400. Guys, I need your responses. If you've got a problem at this stage, let me know. Okay, and let me know how we're doing so far. Just give me a big yes in the chat box if that's making sense to you, or give me a no if you need more. You need me to just go back a little bit. Okay, Clay saying excellent, awesome, says Jason. Okay, great. So, this is your new job. This is what you are about to do. It's going to be about 3 to 10% of the work. I'm going to be conservative and say you're going to do 10% of the work because I don't want you to feel bad about making 90% of the profits, okay? So we're going to say you're doing 10% of the work, but you really aren't. You're going to show your expert how to convert their knowledge, because you're now the consultant, you're the expert here. You're going to show them how they can turn their book into a 4-week mastermind course. What is that mastermind course all about? You're simply going to ask your expert, Dr. Tabari, you've got this amazing book about parenting and how you can empower your children. What are the 4 biggest issues that parents are having trying to empower their children? 1, they don't listen. 2, a lack of communication skills between parent and child. 3, I don't have much self-confidence myself, so how on earth am I going to empower my children? And number 4, my husband comes home at 12 o'clock at night, so he's never around to help me, or my wife is working all day, so she's never around to help me. Okay, Dr. Tabari, those are 4 big problems. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a 4-week course, because those are the 4 problems that your community is suffering from. In week 1, we're going to give them the solution to communication. In week 2, we're going to give them a solution to self-confidence so it can exude to their children. Number 3, we're going to show them how you can do this as a single parent, or how you can involve your spouse, even if they're barely ever home. In week 4, we're going to do a question and answer session. Guys, give me a mark out of 10. What do you think? That sort of mastermind. Would you be happy to be able to create with Dr. Tabari that type of mastermind? Could you go to sleep at night knowing that you provide incredible value? Would you feel bad if you were to make a lot of money, if you could provide that to a marketplace that's desperate for it? Guys, tell me how you feel. If you feel that, this is just evil marketing and you want nothing to do with it, then don't do it. If you understand the power of this and how you can create high-end product just like that and provide value at the same time, guess what? You ain't doing the work. Roger, look at those comments. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah. People are saying win, 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 not evil, just genius, says Judith. This is good. This is great. Sounds very doable, says Jennifer. This is fantastic, says Robert. Yeah, people are really loving this.
Okay, so now their work, okay, remember you're the consultant here. You're just the facilitator. They're doing 98, 99% of the work. But again, we don't want to feel too bad about making so much money. So we're going to tell ourselves that we're doing 10% of the work so we feel good about it. Their job, they need to create the content for those 4 mastermind sessions. They need to create a PowerPoint. Maybe you want to touch it up or outsource that, but they want to provide the content. They've got to deliver the webinars in lifetime. Your job at most is either you can introduce them and ask the questions of the community or get someone else to do it for you. They do all the work of the delivery. They take care of questions on the webinars. You expect them to answer questions on email, i.e. support, and you want them to think about the next product that you could do together because you're going to make so much money from the first one. So they are working on that. You are the facilitator. Now, as I said, Joe Levy did this with a marriage expert. He got her to create, at that time it started off at 97, it went up to 197, then 297. The higher it went, the more money he made. 297 for a 4-week course, and then he sold them on a $97 monthly recurring mastermind. Here's a massive unadvertised secret in brackets. You create a mastermind, $297. They bought. Now on the thank you page, hey, I'm also going to give you 30 days for free or for $1 access to my inner circle. Take it for 30 days. It's some additional stuff that I'm going to give you. I'm going to be by your side and help you to save your marriage. And you have the ability to be grandfathered in at just $37 or $47 or $97 a month instead of whatever the number was meant to be if you join right now. He had, Roger, like 50-60% of people take him up on the offer. That's a side point, by the way, because I'm just talking about the $297, but if you want to make city money, it's all on the back end. So converting a book into an online mastermind product that people will spend top dollar for is easy. Just ask for the 4 biggest issues or take 4 of the chapters of that expert's book and turn them into online webinars. That's how you turn a $10 book into a $297 webinar. Who's starting to have an aha moment? Who's having a light bulb? Who's still lost at sea? Okay, I just want to see where we're holding at this moment, guys. I really, really do. I said no one's going to be left behind today. And I mean that. I'm here until you guys go ballistic. All right, we got it. Brilliant. Got it. Unlimited market, brilliant. Okay, excellent. Let's move on. Okay. Do you think you could do this? Do you think you could take an expert and show them how they can create a product? I mean, all you need to do is ask them for the 4 biggest problems. We're going to turn it into a 4-part series. That positions you as a marketing genius. I mean, I think most of you said that what I shared with you is genius. Well, you will be that genius because that's what you're going to tell them to do. And that's why experts work with our members. Why wouldn't they? I mean, these authors especially, they're making 50 cents on a book. They're desperate to make money from their expertise. That's why you could charge them, I apologize, you could give them 10% of profits. If they were getting $30 from every mastermind course that they sold, that's like 60 times more than they're getting from their books that they're selling. So you may not want to be so aggressive. You may want to give them 25, 30%. If you're super nice, you may give them 40 or 50%. But heck, why not? They do all the work, and you collect half the money. You're doing 10% of the work. Why not? Okay. So right now, we're in a pretty awesome situation because these guys, these authors, many of them have a list to begin with. They've got connections, and guess what? They've also got connections to other people in their industries, so you can always bring affiliates on board. You've got a way to create high-end product that people would die for, and you know they would die for because that author has got relationships with a list who love them. You're almost in the promised land. You're almost there. What's missing? We need to make some money. That's what's missing. So let's turn this into money without much effort. Okay, this is what we do. It's very simple. Okay, we've got this expert. We've got the product. Now we need to get them on the webinar. So number 1, we're going to create a landing page to sign up leads for the webinar that your expert is delivering. Anyone that has problems with how that should look like or the types of wording, don't worry about it. We've got templates. We'll give it to you. You just change it up for your market. And if you have any issues, we're going to have mastermind training that we'll be able to resolve that for you. That part's easy. You can mess that part up as well. Remember, this author has a relationship with their list. So that part's really easy. Number 2, you're going to create a sales webinar based on a template that I'm yet to see fail. Okay, anyone can do it. In fact, you can mess it up by about 85, 90%. Just keep to the rules. And if you want, I can share with you the rules in just a second. You practically can't go wrong with that. You then, step number 3, you get your author to drive traffic from their social media following, if they got an email list, from their email list. You won't believe the sort of followings many of these authors have, and they're just sitting there. These authors have spent a lifetime building a brand, learning about their expertise, delivering amazing content, and they've done nothing with it to make money. Once you've got that up and running, you've got a converting webinar, you just get the author to introduce you to other list owners in the niche, in the market that you're in, so you can scale this thing up again and again and again. You want to make more money? Think about product number 2 with the author. You want to make more money? Perhaps you want to find another author in a different niche and just grow and grow and grow. That's how we build the business that we have. There is no other formula. This is it. Now, although our members, when they're working with these authors, are doing no more than 10% of the work, they're collecting on average between 50 and 90% of the profits. And I want to make this clear. Once you have a converting webinar, and there is no one here that should be walking away without a converting webinar. Once you've got a converting webinar, you can generate affiliate sales by getting the expert to introduce you to others. You could be driving your own Facebook traffic, and Roger is the master of this. I'm going to ask Roger just to open up a few things about Facebook in just a few moments. And Roger, if you want to just get a little introduction, you can do it just a second. And then all you do is open up the next product and repeat. So the key to absolutely everything is one converting webinar. One. Following a strategy that just works. Let me give it to you in about 30 seconds. You understand. How does a webinar work? It's made up of several components. Introduction, training relationship with the listeners. Number 2, you go into, here's what we're going to learn today, bunch of bullets. Number 3, 20 minutes, 25 minutes of content is normally sufficient. Number 4, why is this content not enough? Why is it people are still having a problem? So I've just, Dr. Tabari, excuse me, you've just given about half an hour of most amazing content about, helping your children, to empower your children. So what are the reasons why people still have problems with that, Dr. Tabari? Oh, that's because people feel that they don't have the confidence. They feel stressed out. Their spouse is not around all the time. They feel this, that, the other. Okay, who would like to solve those 4 issues? Yes. Then you go into the pitch. Well, in this very special limited mastermind, Dr. Tabari has agreed and she's going to help you solve those problems. Week 1, we're going to deal with this. Week 2, week 3, week 4, few bonuses. That's very important, by the way. And you're done. Okay? And I go into detail, follow over my shoulder. Everyone that wants to build a converting webinar is able to do so. I show you how to do it. I help you do it. I critique what you do. And I make sure that you get a result. Okay? Guys, is this making sense? So I make sure, guys, is this making sense? I'm going to wait for 999 yeses, Roger. I'm going to give one person. I'm going to let one person off the hook. All right, everyone going absolutely bonkers. Roger, why don't you share with everyone? I want to get back to this presentation in just a second, but why don't you just share with absolutely everyone how, Facebook, you can just literally, even if you didn't have traffic of your own, even if you had an author that knew absolutely nothing or didn't have a list or whatever, just a social media following wasn't that great, and you just found this person to be a great expert, and you just wanted to build a business out of thin air, can people do that just out of Facebook? Obviously they can. Why don't you share with people why it is so easy?
Here's the thing, guys, and this is what is absolutely mind-boggling. So what you can do with Facebook is you can create what's called a lookalike audience. So even if you're working with an expert who has a list of maybe 1,000 to 3,000 people, you can actually extract that list of emails and then submit it inside of Facebook and tell Facebook, hey, Facebook, I want you to find all the things that put those 2,000 people into like a bucket where they're all the same. And I want you to find 1 million people exactly like these buyers. And Facebook's going to do their own magic. Don't ask me how it's done, but they do their own magic. And after about 30 minutes, Facebook got your list of about 1 million people. And now you can take any expert who's got a small list of 1,000, 2,000 people, and then take them into the network and start driving massive amounts of traffic and leads and start to generate sales. And that 1 million people list that Facebook gives is kind of like having your own e-people. So those who join us for the step-by-step type of a training, they're going to learn how to do this. You can literally take an expert that doesn't have a big list, that just has great product, and let them know that, hey, I've got access to about 1 million people just like your customers who are dying to hear about you. Let's partner up together, let's work together, and let's make this work. And this is an incredible value proposition, Barry, to get any expert to want to work with you. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do with Facebook, and I'm going to be providing some advanced training on how to use Facebook to really take these experts into the next level.
Wow. Tony just says, thanks to Roger's current video training, this Facebook stuff is epic. It is epic. It is absolutely epic. Okay. So guys, overnight, back to this. You've got a high-ticket product you didn't need to create yourself. You've got someone else doing it for you. You get your hands on a highly targeted list. You didn't need to build it yourself. You want to extend it. You can use Facebook if you wanted to. You can make high-end sales almost immediately by following a webinar template. And you've got a way to scale this up because your author, your expert, is going to have relationships with other people in the industry. Now, what could possibly go wrong? We've got absolutely all the pieces together. What could go wrong? Well, you may not be able to close a deal with an expert. Well, you got a problem? We'll help you. We'll help you. I'm telling you right now, you heard what I said. We will help you. Bring it to us. I've been on the phone, Roger, and I've done this with the first time we did this. We have a group of people that join this program. With Trickles joining every now and again. And in fact, Sean just joined, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks later, he's now sitting with a golfing legend. And I actually met a golfing legend because I helped him close the deal. Okay? We'll help you. You may not have a converting landing pages. Is that a problem? No. We'll give you ours. We'll show you how to do it. And if you've got ClickFunnels, you can just basically just give you a link and you have it right in your ClickFunnels account if you've got that. If not, you can get a free account to show you how. And we can give that straight over to you. You're not comfortable delivering webinars. You don't need to be. Joe uses secretary. You can outsource this for $50, $60, or you just plug up the confidence, just do it anyway, sound really bad, and it's not going to make much of a difference because, again, it is the expert that's delivering the content. You just follow the formula. So you don't need to be any good at this. You just need to be true to the formula. The only thing could go wrong is one of two things. One, you become, and I'm sorry to use a horrible term, anal. You become anal about details and you're worried about what ifs, and you could waste 12 months like Stephen did until he woke up and said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And he goes and makes $17,000 in 1 week. That's the only thing that can hold you back. That's number one. So you could be just, too much of a perfectionist, which is absolutely a disease that some marketers have. Or number two, you could just forget about doing it, choose something else to do. But if you keep to this and just keep true to it, I don't care if you mess up, it's very difficult for you not to succeed with this. Maybe you're not comfortable writing webinars. Well, we will help you. We're going to help you because you're going to be literally like a fly on the wall, and we're going to sit there and help you write your webinar from scratch. I don't care if you haven't got a market yet. I'm going to show you how to choose the market, and then we're going to help you build the webinar. After that, I will critique your webinar. Now, just to be absolutely clear about this, I charge $5,000 for critiquing webinars. However, with our members, I'm going to tell you our business model because it's a very simple one at this moment. We're having a lot of fun doing this, and we just thought that, this is it. I just love doing this, and it's an amazing business model. It's very simple. I bring a small group of students. They do this. They go into crazy markets. I team up with them. I help them, and many times I just take over, and we create a partnership. Simple as that. So we have an expert that's doing all the work. I've got a student that's learning how to do absolutely everything because I'm giving them direction almost as a one-on-one coach. And we build businesses together. That's what happens in many of the cases. But even if we don't work together, you choose not to, whatever, I critique the webinar because I know that is your key to basically writing your own check. Okay, does that make sense? Now, what if you don't want to work with an expert? Maybe you feel that you want to deliver yourself as an expert on the global scene. Well, very simple. Roger's got a Facebook overnight mastery training. How would you like to learn in one session, 2.5 hours? How would you like to sit there for 2.5 hours and just put Facebook to bed for until they make major updates? So you could drive traffic all day long and you could just become the expert yourself or work with an expert without a list and just use Facebook to drive traffic. Who would like to do that? Well, traffic will not be a problem either. So in short, this is why I said at the beginning, and I said at the very beginning that, I hope this is not hyperbole and that I'm being factual with this. I call this a silver platter formula. You need to choose a niche. You go out and find, say, 10 experts on Amazon. This is the hard work, by the way. It's going to take about 30 minutes. Send out a templated email, wait for responses. Once you get responses, and you will get responses, choose who you want to work with. Big walk away point here. Do not work with the first person that says yes. It's like a marriage, right? You don't marry the first person that wants to marry you necessarily. Maybe you do. But you need to think about it a little bit. The first person, is this person, does that person, do you get along with this person? Does it seem that you can have a common conversation with them? Could you have fun with them? Or are they, are they stiff-necked? Are they suffering from, of self-appreciation, of overabundance of self-worth, that, they're overconfident? Do you like these people? Do not work. This is the last time that you should ever be working. If you've worked in the past with people you don't like, that's going to come to an end. You're then going to spend about an hour with your expert showing them how we can turn their expertise into a high-end product. You basically work with them using the webinar template, tell them what they need to do in terms of their content. We lay that out step by step, how their content should look, whatever the content is. That's about 2 hours of work. Deliver the webinar with the expert or outsource the delivery with the expert, and you collect 50 to 90% of the sales yourself. So my question is very simple. Who here would spend, let's be very conservative, 5 whole hours to land a crazy deal with an expert that's got a list, that's got an expertise, that's going to do 90% of the work to generate a high-end product that sells like crazy whilst keeping at least 50% of the profits for themselves, with amazing opportunities to scale up? Would you be prepared to spend about 4 to 5 hours to do that? Everyone's going absolutely bonkers. And guys, don't worry, we're going to do something very, very special. In fact, 40 members want to get their hands on a full mastermind. A ton of hand-holding, like never before, to practically force your success. When I say like never before, I mean this is a $70,000 program. I've seen others charge $70,000 for less than what I'm about to do. And the reason why it's going to be upfront, right? This is hardly a sales pitch. I'm just going to be absolutely upfront about it. You are about to build a business that I would be proud to be part of. Now, you may choose and say that you don't want to work with us, but I can tell you that most of our members that do things like this, and we've only done it in small groups in the past, is they do end up wanting to work with us because we can provide even more value. So we have these satellite businesses all over the place and all kinds of weird niches. That's very good for us, obviously. It's great for our members who are making a lot of money, and it's a win-win. So I'm just telling you, that is what this is all about. Now, before I open the doors, I do have to bring some anger to the table. Meet my angry Inner Circle member. He's very angry. Ivan. Why is Ivan angry? Because he didn't close a deal after training session number 1. That was a big problem. He was very angry. Others were closing deals. He actually says on the training that he was very angry with me because I was full of it because he hasn't closed a deal. So then I said, and this was on a live mastermind, I said, Ivan, let's just go over this. Did you contact me like I asked you to? If you're having a problem closing your deal, did you contact me? And Ivan says, I didn't know I was meant to. So I told him, well, then you didn't listen to the instructions. Anyway, fast forward about 3 days after that mastermind session, Ivan closed the deal with an expert in a diabetes niche with over 500,000 sales of his digital product. It's got huge marketing assets to his name. Has no idea what he's sitting on. This is a real expert in health who doesn't realize he's made tons and tons of money on ClickBank, and he doesn't even realize the amount of money he's sitting on. So my angry students, Ivan isn't that angry anymore. Who feels sorry for Ivan? The fact that he needed to wait about 10 days to close that kind of deal, went through a lot of anger, was very upset with me. He didn't follow what I told him to do, but as soon as we got on a call, we closed the deal, and now unhappy Ivan is now very happy. He's working with a leading expert, all the traffic you ever need. By the way, 33%. The expert's only taking 33% of the sales. Give a big diddums, poor Ivan, if you feel he's gone through a lot. You have to wait 10 days, a lot of ag issues, in order to close a deal with 500,000 buyer list. Jason says, laugh out loud. That is funny. I know I'm being a little bit funny here. But guys, what's the moral of the story? The mastermind is only going to make sense for you if you're going to follow along. Do not be part of this. If I don't want any more people throwing an Ivan on me, right? I don't want anyone saying you're full of it. Just follow and allow us to help you, okay? Just give me a big deal in the chat box. But you're not going to throw an Ivan on me. I don't want any of this sort of like public raging just because you didn't follow the very simple instruction that we can help you. All right. Great. No more Ivans. Okay, but I love Ivan, by the way. And again, it's just crazy what happened last time we did this. Phil in Ireland says, prior to joining, I'd never, ever considered partnering with world experts. Those are his emphasis, by the way. Here's how easy it was, and I'm putting together a campaign with an online vet. 50-50s could be big, etc. Roger DeVue, that's not Roger Dejanet, it's Roger DeVue, says, honestly, the best business opportunity there is right now. Made my investment just from a small campaign I did to some of my own lists. I have a big campaign planned with my expert that I think that went absolutely exceedingly well. Roger's very, very happy. We got Mark Sullivan. Even New York best time sellers are responding to campaigns. Out of the original 21 emails I sent, 6 responses. Another client notes ready for Marks, etc. 70,000 lists, 30,000 plus fans, 2 New York bestsellers, etc., etc., etc. Darlene, the first program that makes everything easy to understand and implement immediately. I can't thank you enough for helping me engage with high-end clients. When a New York Times best-selling author contacted me for services, I knew I had just touched down in the promised land that so many others advertised but failed to deliver. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you made possible for me. The words over-deliver don't even begin to sum your generosity and dedication to those you serve. With your no string left behind approach, I can never be of help to you. Please don't hesitate to ask. Guys, we're going to open up right now, and this is going to be very, very soft, for a small group of people, our InstaBiz Academy. It's the complete 1K per day webinars mastermind program. There is a ton of hand-holding, This is almost like team up with Barry and Roger type of thing. And we're going to help you every step of the way. We want to build a business with serious members who are going to take this by the horns and want to have success. It's made up of 3 components. You'll be getting, number 1, the original 1K per day training that's been responsible for more success stories than anything I've ever seen or any of our members have ever seen. You're getting a mastermind, live mastermind training as well, plus done-for-you services that make it practically impossible for you not to succeed. Okay, and again, the done-for-yous are so done for you. Again, there are people selling this about $70,000. We're doing this in order to create partnerships with our best members who are ready to take action. The first part is the 1K per day program, which is 8 weeks of mastermind training that will get you. You're super successful with your very first webinar. Week 1, I'm going to help you with your big idea. Choose your niche and where to find a big idea in a niche if you don't already have one. I'll show you where to find top authors with loyal online followings that be happy to build a high-end product for you. You're going to get at least 50% of the sales that you generate with the partnerships. I'm also going to show you how you can turn any book into a medium high-end product. I'll use some little secrets to be able to charge instead of $97, charging $197, $297, $397. I'll give you one little clue. I have one little secret. Instead of just doing 4 weeks of mastermind, how about having once a week or once a month call-in times where people get the ability to phone into the expert and ask their questions directly. The fact is 99.9% of people never will. So the author or the expert's not going to actually have to do very much work, but that already increases the value of the program by at least double. Okay, write that in your notes. That's just a little bonus. That's an example we can learn week number 1. Week number 2, we're going to build your sales webinar from scratch. And I'm going to be joined by Ryan Lee, a veteran of online marketing. He's going to join me for this. And what we're going to show you is how to build a new webinar in live time in different niches. You're going to follow step by step. By the end of that session, you will have your own high-converting webinar in your hands. It has never been easier to write a high-converting webinar because we're going to break it down and we're going to ask you to follow along with us and to fill in the blanks as we go along. You'll have it in your hands. So anyone here that's worried about, I'm never going to be able to do this. This is done with you. It's like having us in the room with you and we're going through this exercise. But it's an exercise in something that can practically allow you to write your own check. In week number 3, we're going to walk you through the sales process of your webinars. You've got the content, you've got the structure, you've got everything in place. We're now going to make money. We're going to show you how to close a webinar to at least 2x your conversions. At this point, usually 3x your conversions. We're going to show you how to 10 times more than you ever imagined possible for the sales that you make. We're going to show you how to add high-end continuity if that's something you'd like to do. And I'm going to show you how to run encores and replays to 2 to 3 times your results every single time. We're the ones that have taught the others how to do this. We were out there doing it at the very beginning. Others doing this, some are charging $70,000 for this. And number 4, we're going to show you how to drive traffic, tweak, and sell. We're also going to be joined by Ryan Shaw, and Roger's going to provide training as well on Facebook to help you through that process. And in weeks 5 and 6, you've got the webinar, you've got the expert, you've got the product. It's now about automation and scaling up. We're going to have training with other members of our webinar universe. But also, by the way, for those of you who don't have a webinar solution, we're going to give you 3 months of Casey Zeman's Easy Webinar System for free. So you're going to get that as well. Casey would join us for a training to help you with your automation and help you with your systemization and your scaling up of your business. Literally every element of the way you're going to be held by our team. We're going to show you how to create a simple, powerful funnel to drive traffic from Facebook into an automated sequence that you use software in order to provide the webinar with. And these examples of what we've done, we're going to show you how from 1,000 clicks, this is a recent campaign that we did. We had like 400 signups, and we had nearly 300 plus people attend with a little tweak that we're going to share with you as well. All right. On top of that, you're going to be getting access to a Titanium Live Mastermind for this first month of the training together. So if the 1K per day program, which gives you absolutely everything you need, absolutely everything that you need. If you want to get even closer, you want to find out about more tips and new strategies, you'd like to be part of sessions where we do hot seats, where you get to meet fellow members in a very closed environment, and you're going to be getting that a whole month for free, by the way. If you want to be part of a Titanium Mastermind, I'm thinking of actually opening up for further months down the road for people that want to at least hit 7 figures, right? But let's first hit 6 figures together. Don't worry about that for now. But you're going to be getting access to that for a whole month. And we're going to help you. We meet at the first Monday of the month. And we're going to help you take your new business and help you scale it up in ways you never imagined possible. If the 1K per day program is like an undergraduate, it's going to get you up and running and successful. This is like your postgraduate and your doctorate all in one. We're going to show you how to automate, how to grow, so you can work less and make more money. Plus, as I said, as an optional at this point, it's an option even for me, depending on the community, if people want it or not. I'm thinking of doing a hand-holding Titanium group as well. That's going to, again, be a small group of people that are looking to build a 7-figure business. And not only will I critique your first webinar, I'll be critiquing your every webinar, helping you with every step of the way. I'm thinking of doing that. That's on the side. Just bear that in mind. Just want to make that clear because there's some people that, they just want to hit them. Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize the value here. Guys, people spend thousands of dollars to get Barry to do their webinars. Barry has created and built all of our 7-figure webinars. Any webinar that we've done, hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's Barry. Barry is the person who is writing every single line of the webinar. So this is like invaluable. If I had one person that I could hire and spend tens of thousands of dollars to help with webinars, it's Barry. Absolutely.
Roger, I'll be sending you a check a little bit later on. Thank you. All right. So guys, and here's part 3, done for you and done with you. And Roger said, thank you very much for those very kind words. We've got services that we're going to provide. I'm going to provide. Forget the team. I'm going to provide to make sure that you have to succeed with this. Why? Because I want you as a partner. Now, you'll choose whether you want me as a partner or not. You may want to go alone, and some of our members have gone alone. But most of them end up working with us because of the value we can bring to them. And it's just a much better environment, but that's totally up to you. Here's the done with you or for you. Number 1, I will personally critique your first presentation. That's a $5,000 bonus. I will. I've made a lot of money at webinars. I don't have to go into all that stuff. My webinars generally just don't fail. I've charged $20,000 for writing webinars. I will help you develop a killer idea. If you don't have one, I'll show you what it is. If there's something holding you back in that presentation, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you how to fix it. I critique. It is not a one-line, oh, that's great. And by the way, I've seen people do that as well and charge 70 times more, 100 times more what this is going to cost. I will help you get that. That's my job. And until I do, I haven't done my job. Okay, so I want to make that clear. It's like having a mastermind with myself in a very small environment and having as your team partner. And I'm hoping that you'd want to team up with us. Okay, you've got a great niche, you'll find a great partner, you have a nice list you want to work with, you want to team up with us. I'd love us to get to work together. If we can work together, that's what this is all about. And that's what the second part of the done with you and for you is the potential to team up with us. You follow what we tell you to do. You find an expert with a list. You get excited about that. You want to build a business. Reach out to us. We've said yes about 10 times more than we've said no. And in case we've said no, people gone back and come back, and we've said yes eventually. So guys, this is an opportunity, and that's what this program is all about, is to create opportunities for all of us to grow and make a ton load more money. Plus, Roger, I used to say this is I'm not going to say that word, the M of all bonuses. Our team will actually help you close your first deal. You're having a problem closing a deal, got a big fish you're trying to close, you're having a problem, just let us know. Let's jump on a call and help you close the deal. Don't be an Ivan, okay? And that's not just it. You've also got a ton of other bonuses coming your way as well. Okay, we're going to give you access to our best converting landing pages and webinar funnels through ClickFunnels if you've got an account. If you don't, we've got like landing pages converting at 76%. We'll give you that template. If you don't have ClickFunnels, then we'll give you a link to sign up for a free account. Shows you how to warm up any list and maximize results. So that's all done. Plus, for those of you that would like to build a very high-end consulting program, perhaps you're working with an expert that has a very, potentially could have a very high-end consulting program. We're going to show you how you can take cold traffic and build ridiculous amounts of sales from scratch at high end on a webinar. I'm going to show you how to do it. Can I give you just a little side point here, just so you get a little bit excited about this? The key to selling a $5, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 program, by the way, I've sold 20,000 on webinars directly, is exactly the same structure as selling a $1,000 or $500. The difference, very simple. Instead of asking them to purchase now, you ask them to fill in a form. End of brackets. Okay, so I just gave you another little tip there. I'm going to show you how we spent, just in a recent test, $1,000 in traffic and made $11,000 in sales from $1,000 in traffic, 10 times our investment. That's nothing too shabby, right? And that's what we're going to show you, how we did that. Plus, this is ridiculous. I'm delighted that Ryan Lee has allowed us to be able to provide this to you. Our Webinar Summit Strategy Mega Bonus. We're going to show you how you can build a 20,000 plus overnight list, make a ton of profits, become a central player in any niche overnight by creating a Webinar Summit. You'll also be getting access to Ryan Lee's $1,000 hosting and producing summit. It's going to show you how to be able to really master that strategy as well. That's in the members area waiting for you. But guys, these additional bonuses are ridiculous. But I want you to focus on the 1K program. We're going to be delivering it week by week, 2 sessions a week. We're going to be there by your side and help you every step of the way. I want you to be successful. I want you to walk away from this and absolutely crush it. I'm looking for 40. There's 100 seats, but forget the 100 seats. We've got 40 done for you. Seats available. That's it. As you can imagine, I can't do more than that. So we know that we got people out there that are charging $14,000 to $70,000 for this type of training. They're not even doing the done with you. Done for you. They have done with you. I think what you're about to get is an absolute steal. We've been selling this away from cold traffic. We've done tests for this program, in fact, and it sold $5,000 off of cold traffic. Could have charged a lot more. We're going to do something special today. For a small group, we've got 40 people that are going to be getting access to the done with yous for those massive bonuses. There are 2 options. And here we go. You can join at Gold, where you get access to the 1K program, the ClickFunnels templates. You'll be good to go. You can get up and running. Everything's there. There is nothing left out of Gold. Nothing. You can use that, dive into this, build your webinar, crush it, and we have members that joined at Gold have done exceedingly well. For those of you that would like above that, also to get access to a personal critique of your first webinar, would also like us to help you close your first deal, so it's just in the bag. So you don't have to worry about, is this going to work or not? I've got a partner. I'm going to work with a partner. That's in the bag. If you'd like help, perhaps you'd like to create JV opportunities. That is something that we aspire to do with members that are taking action. That's something that we only do with our Platinum members. If you'd like to get the Webinar Summit recordings and you'd like to sell high ticket as well, we've got some very special unlimited value training in there, then you want to go for Platinum. We've only got 40 seats for the done for is over. We just had 100 seats, but I think most people will go for Platinum. We're looking and focusing on that. So guys, this is it. You need to go right now to getinstabizz.com. Getinstabizz.com. And I actually, during the course of this training, I actually someone that was going crazy and wanted to join. Stephen, what's your family name? Got it here, it says Money Scholar. I'm sure that's not, is that your proper name? I know Stephen is already in from before. Stephen, let me know what your family is so I can just thank you for being part of that. People looking for the link. Roger, did you see that in the chat box? Just make sure it is there. Yes, it's in there.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
There, getinstabizz.com. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, here's my 2 cents. Here's my 2 cents on this, and this is Barry's. This is something that Barry's putting together, and he doesn't do this very often. To buy some of Barry's time, it's like almost an impossible thing to do. It's just so busy. And the fact that this is so cheap, again, you're getting all of our templates, you're getting all of everything that we've done in the last 5 years that has been extremely successful, you get. Plus having Barry critique and even get on the, get on there and help you close your first deal. That's something you would pay, $5,000, $70, $20, $15, $20, $30,000 minimum to have anyone closing deals for you. So I think this is going to be life-changing for a lot of you guys.
Okay, absolutely. Guys, we've got a guarantee, and I don't know how many people have ever taken us up on the guarantee. Maybe there was like one person once. Very, very few people have ever done that. But I want you to feel comfortable with this, but I most importantly want you to succeed with this. So guys, it's very simple. From the day that the first training starts next week, once we start the live training, you have 22 days. That's 3 weeks. That is, we've got 2 sessions we're going to do a week. We're going to get you up and running in super speed. You've got 22 days, which is basically 6 live sessions, plus Q&A sessions, plus access to a mastermind sessions as well. 22 days, go through this. You'll have your webinar in place. If you don't think you've got a successful webinar in your pocket, and you don't believe with absolute conviction that you are going to make a lot of money, and you don't think you're ever going to want to team up with us as a result, then feel free to send an email to support@reallysuccessful.com and ask for a refund. If you want, and you're just having issues, just let us know. Allow us to help you. That's all I can say. Allow us to help you throughout the process. Don't be an Ivan. Don't just sit there getting angry if you're not successful or you've got a question. We've got a team, a success team, that's here to help you along the way. Plus, here's another massive bonus. I can see people are joining. Guys, as soon as you, those people that have joined, please do me a favor, put a name in your chat box as soon as you join. As soon as you join, just put your name. I'm just going to check here if I can get in. I'm not sure I can even get in myself. So, guys, just give us your name in the chat box. I see
that Tim has joined, Donna has joined, Juan has joined, Michelle has joined. Guys, this is going to go really quick. Jason just joined as well. Jason is saying he's in. Guys, this is a life-changing program. You need to get in now. Barry can't do this for, 100, 200, 300 people. It's a very limited program. And again, buying Barry's time, just spending an hour with him, costs an arm and a leg. So this is absolutely invaluable. And again, having someone there to, pretty much hold your hand and get you to write your first webinar and help you and look at the webinar and close your first deal and get you in touch with the right contacts. This is absolutely invaluable, guys. You need to jump in. As soon as you've purchased, write "I'm in" the chat box and let us know. Adam is in. All right. Congratulations, Adam. Good stuff. Steven is in. Congratulations. This is awesome. Tim is saying he's been making money with Barry for over 2 years, and this is really going to be a home run for him. So that is awesome. Very, very awesome stuff. Guys, grab this. The link is there. Barry, it's back to you.
Thank you very much. Some extra bonuses. And guys,